Okay, we're back. This is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. I'm attorney Vince Davis, and I'm on with our co-host. Okay, we're back. This is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. I'm attorney Vince Davis, and I'm on with our co-host, Aaron Karanzik.
I'm here. Yes.
Excuse me. Are you ready for...
I have a question from Facebook for you.
Oh, go ahead.
One of our watchers is asking if the CPS caseworker is claiming that they are moving towards the TPR, but they do not know a court date or when, are they still having their visits every week?
Yes.
So they should be getting their visits every week. Doesn't matter if they're moving toward their court date. They should, until the judge rules otherwise.
Correct, until the judge rules otherwise.
Okay.
You know, until the TPR happens and they lose the TPR and their rights are terminated, they're still the parent. And they're still entitled to visitation. There is sometimes an argument that if their reunification services have been ended, that they can cut back on their visitation rights. And I argue always that if they do that, you're hampering one of the defenses at the time of the TPR, which is that there's a relationship such that TPR or terminating rights would be detrimental to the child. So what I see in a lot of cases is that after the reunification services have been terminated, social workers try to cut back on your visitation. One of the things that you can do as well is you can file what they call the notice of writ to appeal the termination of your reunification services. And I encourage parents all the time to file that or have their attorney file it in California, because sometimes, you know, the Court of Appeal will agree with you that your reunification services should not have been terminated and the setting of the TPR should not have occurred. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens.
Right. Well, you know, personally for me, I'm in something of a similar situation where I've completed my services, but people are saying otherwise, and they were trying to dismiss my case and you know, get moving forward. They basically washing their hands of me, and luckily I have a very good public defender, and I keep very good receipts and notes, and but it seems like that's the case, is as your services are starting to wind down, they start to make excuses, you know, visits start to get, you know, missed, or they don't have someone to cover, or someone goes on vacation, and it's like they don't see that it's affecting the child, who's already been ripped from their parent, but now their visitations are getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Well,
and so you said that she should ask her attorney about filing a
notice of writ. Right, to appeal the termination of her family reunification services. Okay. All right. You want to take another call right now?
Yes. Let's take another call.
Okay, who do we have?
And I'm not sure who we have now.
I think it's Karen from California. Karen.
Yeah, that's right. It is Karen.
Hello.
Hi, Karen. Did you have a story to
Karen.
tell? A story to tell, or
Oh,
a
I
question
do.
to ask?
Well, I have both also. First, I'll just start at the question. I was wondering if you could give me some kind of information as how to get my grandson, who's medically fragile, and he's in a facility, and he's worse off than he was when he got there. And we went to court, and his attorney, I was able to witness my concerns, and because the caseworker, he was in the hospital 6 times since he's been in the care of CPS at this facility, which is down south, kind of by you. And she canceled my visitation, and so I called I faxed my knowledge of what they've been doing to my grandson and to the Office of Inspector General, and I told them all that that's what I was going to do. And so since then, we've got to go to court, and this was just this week, and now he's had another problem. They put him on a ventilator. He has a tracheostomy, and then they put him on a ventilator there, and now his G-tube all of a sudden was messed up yesterday, and he was in the hospital again with some faulty G-tube, which is a GJ tube now. And anyway, my question is, I want to be able to go above the CPS on an emergency situation and put the child in a different place for someone else to evaluate his conditions that I believe are brought on by this facility, because I feel like they're doing things to him to keep him there. And the judge, we just went to the judge. He said he was going to look at it, but you know how it is. They don't answer the phone when I text. I do everything. They still don't. And I'm not satisfied with him being over there, because he just got a brand new GJ tube, which looks like it's for an elephant. And he is 1 year old, 14 months to be exact, and he weighs 11 pounds. And he is not being treated right there. And that's my question. And I would like to know if you know, I need an attorney for this. We need an attorney.
Okay.
And, another thing, he was injured at birth by the hands of the hospital he was born at. The mother was put on complete bed rest. He was born, he was due in early July and born April the 7th. And she was put on complete bed rest because she started leaking water. Then she's there about 24 hours, and she told the male nurse that she felt like she was having contractions. Her and the baby's father were timing them, and then he said, "Oh, no, you're not in labor." And then she said, "I feel like I have to use the bathroom." And he said, "Oh, well, and he took her monitor off of her and let her get out of bed and try to go to the restroom, and she started having the baby. And she was waiting to be getting a C-section, emergency C-section. Well, she didn't get that. The baby was born breech and folded in half, weighing 2 pounds, and he was physically injured. And now they've not tried to do any sleep or studies on his eating. They say they give him therapy, and he can't suck and swallow. But this baby, he's a miracle, and every day it's like he's just a miracle to live through all the things he's gone through. And he had a birth injury case, and for some reason, he says it was a breakdown of communication. I won't say the name of the attorney because he's pretty up there, but he, on the same day that the parents had court, snuck it in somehow and got relieved of counsel. And I believe that there's something very, very sinister going on here, and I do know I can prove it, but nobody will hardly listen, and that's why I need an attorney, and I need to get that baby. Somehow we need to get the baby out of this facility and someplace else. And someplace else. I mean, we can't. And I am also waiting to be his caregiver. My daughter is a nurse, and she's going to have him in her home. But they already had a family picked out before they even contacted us. And I even have a witness that knew my grandson's name she came over to my daughter's house to buy something she was selling on Facebook Marketplace, and they got stalking, and she knew my grandson's name now. How she knew that, she's willing to testify under oath that she can swear by this facility. They are very unsanitary, and it's causing numerous infections on my grandson's. He's been so sick every day, and I don't know what to do. I mean, they act like we're nobody, but all of a sudden now, after court, they're starting to be a little more lenient, and it's just been so hard because we live in Bakersfield. They've put him over in Loma Linda and a subacute. I'm probably pretty sure you know what the name of it is, and it's a 3-hour drive. It's exhausting the finances for the mom and dad, and it's just taxing on them, and they've just been horrible. So what do you say? What should we do? And do you have anything that you can
2 minutes
tell us, or always hire you?
Well, this is what I think needs to be done. First of all, you have to get an attorney. Secondly, you and your daughter, who's the nurse, need to file some paperwork with the court, some motions, to try to convince the judge to have the child released to you, to have the county give you the training that's necessary to take care of the child. From what you're telling me, it sounds like, there are some issues there regarding taking
Oh, there are definitely. And that's another thing. The training, this place is just ridiculous. They said they're just so backed up, and I know that's not true. And I'm afraid to get him now because they've got him on so much mechanical stuff that even being trained, and also too, he was promised that with his insurance referred him and okayed it when they sent him home from Valley Children's Hospital. And they already had a CPS case, let's just say that, because the mother did test positive for substance, but that had nothing to do with his birth injury. And if they were so concerned about that, and she didn't sign the papers, by the way, so she wasn't committed to their interrogation of but they tried to do it anyhow. And so they never had that until this last month when they dismissed the case because he was worse off than he was. When they took him, and I could go on and on, but anyway.
Karen, we're going to have to take a break right now to pay some bills.
Okay,
but please give me
sorry.
a call at the office tomorrow, 888-6582, 888-888-6582. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. We'll be right back after these messages.